Okay, in this video I want to show you some of the charging equipment that you'll be using in the MAE 3033 class to maintain your batteries. And there are two different devices that are going to be available to you. And right now these devices are in room 129 of the DML. It is a room with a whole bunch of workbenches, tables in the middle. It's got some old contest apparatus hanging up on the sides of the walls and things like that. What I want to focus on is two different devices. One device is a very smart charger. It's called a twin peak charger. It does plug into the wall through this cable, and then it's got two ports for plugging in batteries right here. I'm making this movie by myself, so I'm having to hold the camera and show you some things at the same time. So this is how you'll charge your batteries, okay? All you have to do to charge your batteries is plug them in. See if I can do that one-handed. Plug them in, how about that? And let's see, this one needs to be flipped because there's a little alignment tab that makes sure you don't plug them in backwards. And so, plug that one in as well. I now have my two batteries plugged into the charger. Notice the two red lights are flashing. They were flashing even before I plugged in the batteries, and that means either there is no battery plugged in or it means the charge is finished. To start the charger with my batteries plugged in, and I can even do this with only one battery plugged in. Matter of fact, I will. One battery plugged in, press and hold for a moment, let up. Looks like I was plugged into the pack A side because now it's solid and charging. It knows that there's nothing on the pack B side. So let me go ahead and plug this one in as well. I don't have to interrupt the other one or anything, and just press and hold again and release. And now the pack B side is solid as well. This is an absolutely brilliant charger. It will charge these batteries to their peak with no possibility, so they say, no possibility of damaging the batteries. Okay, for a set of batteries that are almost completely empty, it might take, let's see, this thing says, I think, that is charging at 4 amps for these batteries. So if these batteries are almost gone, it might take about a half hour, 45 minutes tops, but about a half hour to charge this pack. So I've got two of these twin peak chargers available for you to share. Keep your batteries well charged. Then the next question is, how are your batteries doing? These three devices right here, all the same. They are called Tower Power AC/DC chargers, but we're not going to use them as chargers because these are stupid chargers. These stupid chargers could fry your batteries in 15 minutes and just absolutely ruin your batteries. So never ever charge your batteries on these three devices. To enforce that, yes, these devices do have an AC plug, but for the device to work as a charger, it must be plugged in. It works beautifully as a discharger tester without being plugged into the wall. So I don't have any of these three boxes plugged into the wall, and there's a switch on the front that says discharge, press to the left, charge, press to the right. Leave these on the discharge setting, okay? There is a rotary dial, just a mechanical timer that will time how long this thing will discharge or charge, and we're only going to use it for discharging. And what you do to use this thing is simply take a battery, and I'm going to go ahead and interrupt this one that's working right here. You take a battery, you plug it into the cable that is coming out of this thing. You make sure that it's on the discharge side, and when your batteries are freshly charged, you should have no trouble turning this all the way to the 15-minute side. Okay, and then note this discharge meter and what it's showing. It's showing that that needle is somewhat above 2.5, maybe even a little bit closer to 3. And this one has been going for a while. This one's probably already been going for about 10 minutes. These batteries should hang above 2.5 for a full 15-minute cycle. And if they do, that would be more more energy than you would consume in 15 different rounds of this contest. And so if these batteries can hang above 2.5 amps is what this is, during a discharge cycle for 15 minutes after they've been fully charged, these battery packs should perform wonderfully for you. If fully charged packs are not above 2.5 amps, close to 2 3/4 amps, then there may be something wrong with your packs, and you're going to want to bring them to me and let me check them out. Okay, and so just every now and then, put a full charge on your packs, and then give them about a 15-minute discharge. Okay, and if you're curious, you might even give them another 15-minute discharge. Here's the big deal: do not let the pack, as illustrated through the meter, go down to much less than 1 amp. Okay, at that point we're starting to take too much energy out of these batteries, and we might harm the batteries. Now, and especially if they start getting below a 1/2 amp, which is that half mark right here. And so if you're unsure of the state of charge of your batteries, you don't know if they're charged or not, well, first thing would probably be just go ahead and charge them if you're unsure of the state of charge. But if you put them on here and you're unsure how well charged they are, keep an eye on this thing. Don't just set it to 15 minutes and walk away. Keep an eye on it. Don't let this meter drop very much below 1 without putting a full recharge on the battery pack. Now, these types of batteries, there is word out in the world that these batteries can develop what is called a memory. All kind of smart people argue both sides of the question. Some say it's true, some say it's not. But a memory might, if it were developed, here's how it would work. You fully charge your batteries, you use it for a minute. You fully charge your batteries again, and you use your batteries for 1 minute, over and over and over again. Before long, your batteries at the end of that 1 minute will have very little capacity left, because they've become sort of 1-minute batteries. And the way you would cure that is to run them maybe on something like this to a much lower current setting, still above 1, but you run them for 10 or 15 minutes and then recharge, and run them for 10 or 15 minutes again so that they forget that 1 minute thing. Now, I'm not sure I believe it's true. And the process I just described is called cycling the batteries. You cycle them for 15 minutes and recharge them and do it again, and then your packs will last at least 15 minutes. And if you want to, you can cycle them for a half hour, but that's a lot of trouble. And I'm not sure that any of it is really meaningful. You'll be able to tell, though, by just putting your batteries on this discharger and just see what kind of current they give you. Again, if they hang above 2.5 for a long time, and then this one has been, actually this one has already been on the charger about 10 minutes, so it's approaching actually 15 minutes, and that needle is sitting well above the 2.5 mark, and so this pack is very good. This one as well has been going for almost 15 minutes, and it's still sitting actually quite high. It's sitting very near the 3 mark, and so this pack is fine as well. So battery testers used on the discharge side, battery chargers that are very smart. When these lights go from solid to blinking, those batteries are charged, which must mean that these batteries are charged because I put them on about 15 minutes ago or so. So these are the tools that you'll have to maintain your batteries. Start playing with them early. Okay, get in here right away, charge your batteries, put them on the discharger, and get a sense of how well they work. If you have any questions, ask me.